The August 18th, 2015 meeting of the Intergovernmental Relations Committee will now come to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Daniele?
Here.
Mr. Haney?
Here.
Chairman Michike?
Here.
Ms. Taylor? Mr. Wilcox?
Here.
Is there anyone signed up for public forum?
There is not.
Is there anyone present who is not signed up to speak who would like to address the committee at this time? Seeing none. Next item on the agenda is the approval of minutes. You have the July 29th, 2015 minutes before you. They will stand approved unless the clerk is notified of any changes by the end of the day. Next item on the agenda is new business. Mr. Clerk.
Referral 15-262.
Moved by Legislator Taylor, second by Legislator Daniele. Is there any discussion? Legislator Haney.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm wondering if someone could, well, introductories 263, 262, 263, 64, and 65 are obviously interrelated. I'm wondering if somebody could explain, or does anybody have maps showing there's obviously an exchange of property that's taking place here? And I'd like to have some kind of a broader understanding of what's taking place with all four of these introductories.
Through the chair.
Through the chair, tomorrow afternoon at approximately 4 p.m. we'll be providing a briefing to the minority caucus that will go through that. If Legislator Haney isn't available, we'll be more than happy to sit down and walk through all of that with him at a time of his convenience.
No, I intend to be there. I was just hoping that maybe before I had to vote today, I could know something about the interrelationship of these.
Through the chair, I'm not sure exactly which order we're in here, but the referral before the committee this afternoon with the jurisdictional transfer of Brew Road is part of the transportation process of the highway law that it requires that if that road is no longer needed for county purposes, it must be turned over to the town. So that's this referral.
Well, it's not only being turned over, but then the town is going to abandon it. Is that correct?
Yes, that will be the next step in the process, that the town will turn over or will abandon it to the adjoining owners. That's the next step in the highway law. The referral with regards to the abandonment, accepting the abandonment of O'Brien Road from the town of Riga. The town of Riga determined that that portion of O'Brien Road was no longer needed for highway purposes and was creating a public nuisance, and therefore they determined that it was in the best interest of the town to abandon that portion of the road, and along with abandoning the road, it gets abandoned to the adjoining owners.
So these are, both Brew Road and O'Brien Road are will end up as being abandoned?
Through the chair.
Through the chair.
Haney. Thank you.
Well, not abandoned through the chair, but the question goes through the chair.
Through the chair, the O'Brien Road has been abandoned by the town and will be turned over to the adjoining owners, which would be the county and McCormick. Brew Road, and that's only a portion of O'Brien Road. It's not the entire road. It's only the portion that the town has deemed that's no longer needed for transportation purposes. The same thing will happen with Brew Road, the southern portion of Brew Road from Bovey up to the landfill. The northern portion of Brew Road will still be there. That's not being abandoned. So it's only a portion of each road.
So then after O'Brien Road is abandoned, we're buying the right-of-way, both from the town in 263 and from, well, I guess in 264, we're actually selling the abandoned roadway of O'Brien, is that right?
264, I think that's the local law for a small portion of O'Brien Road to McCormick.
Is this all because the footprint of the landfill is being expanded?
Through the chair, again, a portion of it is yes, but the O'Brien Road is not, is not because of the landfill. It's because the town, deems that it's not needed, and there are issues within the town, and that they feel that they can eliminate by abandoning this portion of O'Brien Road. And per the highway law, once it's abandoned, it's abandoned to the adjoining owners. So that's what's happening. We're just accepting, once an abandonment's done, it doesn't mean that it has to go to the, the adjoining owners don't have to accept it, but in this case, it's in the best interest of the county and McCormick to accept what's being abandoned by the town.
And the town, through the chair, the town apparently has determined that the transportation network around the landfill will be adequate without these two roads. Is that correct?
Through the chair, that's correct.
Thank you.
Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? None. Item carries. Are there any other matters to come before this committee? Seeing none, there being no other matters, the August 18th, 2015 meeting of the Intergovernmental Relations Committee stands adjourned. The next meeting of the Intergovernmental Relations Committee will be held on Wednesday, September 30th, 2015 at 5 p.m.